felt like the goal tonight on Monday Night Raw was let's bury Vince McMahon, the guy that created it. It was very bizarre. Two men talking trash about each other in the middle of the ring for 5 minutes was probably the best thing on Monday Night Raw. The main event was two people trash-talking each other, and quite honestly, it was probably the best thing we got all night. So, good job there, because that was the best thing. I counted about maybe 4 references or 5 or 6 references total to, well, I wouldn't say that they directly buried Vince McMahon, but there was multiple things that made me think of Vince McMahon tonight. Of course, there was the one where they did not play Vince McMahon at all during the highlight package. They played JR, they played Michael Cole. Just goofy, And then there was the Mike Tyson clip. And then there was, I think, maybe 2 references by CM Punk there at the end. And I believe there was another one earlier that I wrote down somewhere. So anyway, just find it a little bizarre, but CM Punk's one somewhat made sense, but it would have been better if CM Punk just said, "Listen, John Laurinaitis tried to molest me, and that's why I left." Can you imagine if CM Punk said, "Well, quite honestly, this is going to make a lot of people angry, but I left because John Laurinaitis was trying to molest me, and I didn't like it." I mean, that would be a lawsuit. You couldn't do that. But, it's just funny to think about. But, that's immature. Stupid, but ridiculous. If you're in the chat here tonight as we start this show, welcome to the Monday Night Raw review for the last one of the year, the last one maybe ever on USA Network, as WWE Raw goes to Netflix. Crazy. We've only seen it once before, when Monday Night Raw went to Spike TV. And so, this is... I've seen a lot of people still saying things like, oh, this isn't... Why do they think this is going to help them? This is going to hurt them and stuff like that. I don't understand that at all. This is not going to hurt. This is going to help. If anything, this is going to help WWE. I don't think it could hurt them, pending something happening that I don't know about for some reason. I don't know how this could possibly hurt WWE. It's going to help them. They're going to be in front of millions more people than they were before. This is like when when SmackDown went to Fox, and we were like, oh, this is going to be crazy. They're going to get more viewership than ever. And they did. SmackDown on Fox for about a year, if I remember. I don't fully remember everything, but for like a year, SmackDown on Fox was like doing 3 million viewers. And Raw was doing 1.8 million, and SmackDown was doing 3 million. And it wasn't fair because, Fox is in front of more people. So they're going to get more viewership. Even if the shows were better, the Raw was better than SmackDown, it's going to go that way. So this is that same situation to me. This is so many people have Netflix. It's crazy. But I don't think a lot of people are surfing the channels like they used to anymore. Most people under the age of 30 are not surfing the cable channels for the most part. And if they are, but probably not. And based on the numbers that flick by USA Network and that watch USA Network, we know they really aren't. And so for all those reasons, but when you watch Netflix, do you know how many people turn on Netflix within a 2-hour span?
Come on out, you rapist!
It's got to be crazy. Within a 2-hour span. Brian just became a member 17 months in a row. I heard the shows are going to be less scripted. Well, maybe. I hope so. People heard it was going to go TV 14, then they heard it was going to be just PG, then they heard this, that, and the other thing. I will say that Triple H said in the promo, he's like, you're going to see a show like you've never seen before. And I just feel like, is Triple H is Triple H is just overselling it, right? I don't, you're going to see things like you've never seen before. Am I really going to see things like I've never seen before? Am I going to see Stone Cold Steve Austin drive a beer truck to the ring? Am I going to see you F a corpse? Am I going to see Vince McMahon get stunned? Am I going to see a milk truck, a beer truck, monster trucks? Am I going to see a ring collapse and break down and explode? Am I going to see, like blood and people in a live sex celebration with Lita and Edge? Am I going to see all those things? Am I going to see controversial content that I've never seen really anywhere else that's fun? Am I going to see storylines that make me watch every week? I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's being a little oversold by Triple H at that point. You're going to see things you've never seen before. What? I mean, bless your heart for trying to sell it. I mean, I get it. But are you really going to see that? I don't think so. No way, to me. I mean, I would like something like that to happen. That'd be cool. But I find that hard to believe. So it's kind of like silly to me. Like when you hear things like that from Triple H. But again, bless his heart. Yeah, click the like button, guys, if you can. Let's see if we can get 25 likes. I don't know. The return of Katie Vick, says Roadside Taco. You see? Here's the other thing. Let's talk about Raw. Let's talk about the numbers. When people are flipping through USA Network, the amount of traffic that flips through USA Network is most likely under 4 million people. And the amount of people that actually watch USA Network, we know, is like 1.5 million people when Raw's on. So when you turn on the cable, the likelihood that anybody is going to see it is not good. Over the span of 2 hours, there's a likelihood of maybe 4 million people that could happen to flip by your channel by accident. That's not really, that's actually pretty good. I might be exaggerating it a bit. But on Netflix, the amount of people that are going to see that Monday Night Raw is live next Monday night, when Monday Night Raw is live on Netflix, in a 2-hour span, the amount of people that are going to see that that's live is going to be in the 50 million mark, right? Somewhere in there. Over the course of 2 hours, 50 million people are going to click by, see, or whatever Monday Night Raw live. And potentially Netflix may even have it running, may even have audio on, I don't know, but they may just have the video sort of playing, so you're already looking at it even though you're not. So I don't know how that's going to go yet, but that's what we've seen in the past from them. So that is already like a self-advertisement that you can't get on cable. When you turn on cable TV, you're not really getting an advertisement that Raw is on in the background somewhere. When you're flipping through the channels, it's not very. That's the only way you could accidentally stumble upon it. But again, only about 4 million people, shop by the channel, flicking through channels. So on Netflix, it's going to be big. So I don't think that many people will watch, right? WWE Raw on Netflix is probably going to get in front of at least 50 million people just by accident, just by being there. How many people will choose to click on it for a second or two or 5 seconds or 20 seconds? I don't know. It could be 15 million. How many people actually stay watching it? And how many people might actually become fans of it again or become interested in it? That's the problem, though. That's my worry. I'm not worried about the random viewers that are going to stop in. That's going to be there. My problem is WWE drops the ball on this every single time. Every time WWE gets a spike in audience for 50th anniversary show or Raw anniversary or Stone Cold returns or something like that, every time they drop the ball. They go out there and they put out the current product style, and the people that tune in go, what the fuck happened to this? I used to like this show. I mean, this is kind of neat and stuff, but yeah, this is why I don't watch this, I guess. It's weird now. They don't get it. They're not hooked. You're not doing things to hook people. You should be doing things to hook people. Like on those nights where when Stone Cold Steve Austin came back and it was like the 30th episode of Raw or 30th year of Raw or something, whatever it was. Like, you could have done some crazy stuff. Like, Vince McMahon is coming out to greet the crowd, to have a little speech at the end to talk about this many years of Raw, blah, blah, blah. And you could have had Vince McMahon come out, and then you could have had Vince be like, we're going to do another 10 years, you know? And then all of a sudden, something could blow up in front of him or something. And basically you do an angle where someone's taking over the company or taking over whatever. Like Vince McMahon is like, I don't really want to be on TV anymore. I'm like 90 years old. I don't want to be there. Let's do something crazy and shocking. And so like you know, and I know they've done stuff like this. Like Vince was giving out the money. The stage blew up. Vince's limo blew up, that sort of thing. But do something like that, where like a gang of people in masks attack Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon is left bloodied on the stage, bleeding all over the place, and these masked men are beating down Vince McMahon. Security's coming out, and they're beating up people and beating everybody, and a couple of big wrestlers come out, but then some bigger wrestler comes out with a mask on, and they all reveal themselves, and they're a group, and like the leader of the group is CM Punk or whatever it is, right? And that would have been good. You know, something like that. And people are watching like, holy what the hell's going on? And maybe they come back to watch again. Or maybe it seems cool, or maybe it seems crazy or whatever. But like, they did nothing like that whatsoever to hook people in on those big return Raws or 30th anniversary where literally 4 to 5 million people watch. Do you remember one of them when Stone Cold Steve Austin came back? What was it, 4 years ago? Was it 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago? I don't remember. Anyway, the bottom line is Stone Cold came back. It was like the 30th anniversary of Raw, some shit like that. I don't know. And they had like 4.5 million viewers or 5 million viewers. It was something crazy like that. And it's like, dude, that is unbelievable that you had that many people watching. And they basically did nothing. They just mailed it in with their whatever they currently had, and then Stone Cold came out, so that was cool. And a couple of like flashbacks of people in the back, like, damn, and like Farouk and like people like that did stuff, and that was it. Nothing really for the new person or like an old school viewer or returning viewer could come back and be like, oh yeah, this is kind of why I don't watch anymore. I don't really know anybody, and this is, I mean, it just seems kind of like whatever, you know. But if you did crazy stuff to hook people in, you definitely do a title change. You definitely debut somebody. You definitely have some kind of vicious, crazy attack or over-the-top crazy thing happen. You definitely bring back the old school people here or there. You definitely promote stuff for next week that's going to be awesome. And they really didn't do any of that. And they do it all the time. So I'm worried that the first night on Netflix, they're not going to go all out. They should be going all out. I mean, The Rock should be there. Cena should be there. Maybe Stone Cold should be there, although he didn't come to WrestleMania last year and that, whatever. I mean, they should be pulling out all the stops. They've got this CM Punk, Seth Rollins thing. That's good. They've got that going in, so we've got that's the main thing. There should be some other things that go on. Like I said, there probably should be a title change. I don't know if they even have anything scheduled for that. Let me know if I'm wrong. Shit bum.
I cannot end the year being below that sick fuck Leonard kitty kisser, so here's $5 Joe lol.
Oh man. El Tapo hits us up with one of the biggest, well, that's the biggest donation of the stream, I think. which is not good. But it would be at $5 is the biggest one. On a beg stream, El Tapo, thank you for the $5. You are a beast. I had the donations paused, though. I'm serious. I'm sorry. You're right. Now you would be, now Leonard Kitty Kisser is at the bottom of the list. El Tapo, yes, you have climbed on top of him. By the way, Leonard Kitty Kisser is only $1 away from 69. Just in case anybody was wondering about that. That guy might be what I would call a pedophile. Very disgusting. Very gross. So gross.
I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years. Never in all that time have I ever felt, until last Sunday, that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
I'm going to read the chat in a minute.
Every time Tommy streams, there is always trolls in his chat bringing up your name, and he wants to blame you, thinking that you brought your fans to troll him. Why can't he just ignore and block trolls? I'm only watching to see his chat troll him every time.
Because he's retarded. I mean, that's really the answer. He's a retard. You know what I mean? The guy's been blaming everybody for everything since the beginning of time, you know? But he lied about crying on stream and faked the whole thing so he could become somewhat famous. So that's the type of person he is. So, I mean, the guy's a professional victim. So that's all you need. He's retarded and he's a professional victim. So that's all you need to know. So there's your answer, Pacharo. The fact that you watch him tells me that you might be a moron. So that's on you, you know, for being really stupid. But thanks for the money. Pacharo, appreciate it. The $3, Pacharo. El Tapo, what's up, man? Rhea, okay, so I just got a message from Luke Rojas. These are great points. You've got to hear it. Listen to this. Luke Rojas sent me
I've been
this
going
message.
to wrestling shows for over 30 years. Never in all that time have I
Doomed,
ever
what
felt,
up?
until last Sunday, that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
If you got a guard dog, you could teach it to put intruders in the sharpshooter.
If you got a guard dog, I don't know, man. I cannot imagine a dog putting a sharpshooter on somebody. I mean, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm behind the times of what dogs are capable of, but I can't see that. I got to be honest. Doomed. I'm going to look at it, though. We'll find out. Okay, so here's what Rojas said. This is fucking hilarious because I agree with him.
Raw. I'm only really watching it for the Punk and Rollins thing at the end, but dude, the New Day promo was so fucking enraging. I'm so tired of the Dominic thing, the Dom gimmick where he comes out and they come out and they say some stuff, but the crowd boos them so they can't finish, and it's really annoying. Like, well, we're trying to, we didn't even let us talk, and it's so played out. It's so annoying, and it's forced too because we can.
That one, I don't mind that as much, right? Because that's like the fans are booing. They're not booing like the couple of times where the fans really booed that, and it was cool. But it's like they're still doing it. I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on that. I think sometimes it is getting a little ridiculous, but that's like kind of part of the show. It's part of what the fans want to do, and you go there to do it. So that bothers me less as much as what he's about to say. The next thing that Luke is upset about. That part, I see what he's saying, but bothers me less than the next part. The Rhea Ripley stuff really pisses me off.
Obviously hear what they're saying. So, like, that one time, it was actually genuine, and I feel like every other time, it's just been, like, phony. And, dude, I just cannot stand it. And then they have Jey Uso come out, and you think he's going to say some stuff. But all he says is, I only got one thing to say. New Day sucks. Like, these are the promos that we're getting. Like, and that's why when you see a good promo, people like blow it out of the water and say, that was one of the greatest promos of the past 15, 20 years. Because we're getting this shit on a fucking weekly basis. Oh, Liv, you might be the world's champion, but I'm Rhea Ripley, and I'm mommy. Oh, Rhea, you think you're mommy, but you're...
He's right, man. I mean, these promos are fucking childlike. I don't know what's going on with a lot of the people. Like, the catchphrase stuff is off the page. It's like, a lot of the catchphrase stuff, it's like, I've got to say the catchphrase thing no matter what. I'm going to work it in no matter what. And the Rhea Ripley stuff, which is crazy because 2 years ago, the Lions just scored a touchdown. 2 years ago, Rhea Ripley was doing a great job with her promos, and we were like, hell yeah, man, she's good on the mic. But they've kind of like, she's digressed. She's, what's the word? Fuck, what? I'm getting old or something. She's gone backwards as far as the promos into this sort of safe land of like catchphrase. So like he just said, Rhea Ripley, she'll be like, oh, you might be the champion, but I'm Rhea bloody Ripley. And it's like, ugh, what a cringy fucking thing to say. It's so cringy, bro. Like, can you imagine? Like, but I mean, Stone Cold would say it better, but Stone Cold coming up and be like, yeah, you might be The Rock, but you might be the champion. Rock, you might be the WWE champion, but my name is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like, and that's all he says. It's like, okay, who cares? The fuck does that matter? You know? So it's just really cringy. I get that. It's bad. We'll see what happens when we get to Netflix. Again, we're going to wait and see what's up. Like I said, they've got to pull out all the stops. They've got to do crazy stuff. Triple H said they're going to do that. In the promo, he said, you're going to see things like you've never seen before. Now, is he talking to us? Or is he talking to, like, Netflix CEOs and stuff? Like, people at Netflix that don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is he talking to us? Because I think I saw you F a corpse, you know? And I think I saw the beer truck and Stone Cold and blood and bleeding and matches and crazy stuff. I saw tits in the crowd, you know? So you're telling us all that we're going to see things like we've never seen before, like on Raw on Netflix? Or are you just saying that for, like, the CEO's wives who have never watched wrestling and they don't even know what's going on? And they're sitting there at a meeting and they're like, it's going to be interesting to see this wrestling thing. I've never seen that, really. Well, you're going to see things like you've never seen before on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. And they're like, ooh, really? You look muscly. This is cool. Yeah, you are. Trust me. But, like, so, like, if that's what he's saying, then, okay, I get it. You know, I won't really crap on it. But if he's saying that, like, to us, like, you're going to see, wait till we're on Netflix. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I'm a little worried. I'm a little skeptical. I hope that's the case, that we see some craziness next week. Raw Netflix next week. I hope it's wild. But again, and I would pull out all the stops. I would have a title change. I would debut somebody. I would have a crazy hardcore type of match. You get CM Punk or Seth Rollins. I'd maybe have someone turn heel. You know, I would really try to, like, make people come back. I'd have The Rock, John Cena. You got to do all of it. I mean, but I would think that if you had The Rock and John Cena, that's the only thing, though, is I would think that if you had Rock and Cena, that would all be announced, right? Like, in an ideal world, wouldn't you have Seth Rollins versus CM Punk in this grudge match coming up? Yes. And all these other things promoted for the show? Yes. But wouldn't you also say, like, John Cena and The Rock, you know, or do have something like that advertised? And maybe Stone Cold Steve Austin is a surprise, and you just go all out with everything you can. You know what I mean? I would do something like that. And I don't know what they're doing, but I don't think that's happening. Undertaker, yeah. Have Undertaker out there. To be honest, in an ideal world, you'd book Undertaker, Stone Cold, The Rock, John Cena. You'd book all these guys, and you'd put them on a panel an hour before Monday Night Raw. So an hour before Monday Night Raw, you have the Legends podcast or the Legends Free-for-All, where The Undertaker, Stone Cold, all these guys are out there to like do like a open forum podcast or like Q&A thing, and that would be kind of cool. I don't know. I guess I think like bigger or crazier, or like I'm thinking more about audience retention, whereas I'm worried the WWE is not thinking about audience retention. They're just thinking, hey, the deal's done. We're on Netflix. This is going to be awesome. Let's talk about how awesome it's going to be and then go do it. That's kind of what I'm worried about, that they're like that. And then on the big night, they really don't do enough to get people who are returning to watching the product for the first time, maybe in months, maybe in years or more. And then, of course, brand new viewers to it. Why are you not hooking everybody in? Why are you not doing that? You know,
hey,
you would think they would do that.
Moron. Scissor me, Joe!
Oh, man, Seabass, the beast.
Sup, Joe? Sorry I didn't drop any donations this past Saturday. Have a happy new year, guys, from Japan.
Domo arigato, ohayou gozaimasu, konnichiwa. Seabass, the beast, thank you for the $3, man. That's okay. Cheers to you, brother. We had a pretty good Saturday. I had a fun monetize this the other night. I had a good time. So shout out to you, Seabass. We'll see you on Raw Netflix next week, and we're gonna
you raised a piece of shit.
Keep it going here.
Hello. Hi there. Serious question. Is Luke single and ready to mingle? Please ask him if likes to dingle.
Oh.
My current lover is on winter break and doesn't have a big enough mouth for my erection.
Oh.
So I'm considering trying Luke out for a change.
What? Leonard Kitty Kisser just took over the donation spot of yours, El Tapo. I'm sorry, bro.
Jeff doesn't celebrate Christmas.
Oh my God!
He's a Jew. He's a Jew.
Oh my goodness!
Doesn't celebrate. No, he don't. No, he don't.
He's in Happy Gilmore too. Louis Urdaneta with the $19 donation.
WWE, it's going to play with our minds. That's the reason they doing it to us, just playing what going to happen.
Yeah. They're messing with our minds, Louis Urdaneta. Thank you for the $19, Louis Urdaneta. That is the top dono of the stream so far. The $19, the new $19 donation, MJF does not celebrate Christmas. If you were watching AEW a few nights ago, somebody said like, oh, MJF is going to get a lump of coal in his stocking. And then I think it was somebody was like, oh, he doesn't celebrate Christmas. Well, you get the idea. Like, it was funny. So I love that dono. I'm going to play more of what Luke said with Rhea Ripley. A lot of people are really annoyed with Rhea Ripley's promos now. She used to be really good. Now she's like, you might be the champion, but I'm Rhea Bloody Ripley. So lame. I mean, maybe if you're like 5 years old, you think that's good. Like if you're 5 years old, you're like, hell yeah. Yeah. It's really bad. I'm going to talk about Sonic 3 a little bit later in the stream in a little bit. I'll talk about it. I saw Sonic 3. I won't really spoil it. I won't spoil anything. Not that, I mean, whatever. But I will talk a little bit about what I thought. I did Sonic 1, I did Sonic 2, so it only makes sense to talk a little about Sonic 3 later on. But first, guys, click that like button. We're almost at 100 likes. I think we can do it, guys. Was Raw good today? I didn't watch, says Jeffrey. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I don't think so. I don't think Raw was very good tonight. It really, I mean, there are things to say about it, I suppose, which I want to get to. Like, the New Day stuff was a little cringy. The Rhea Ripley stuff was cringy. I just felt like a lot of this was very cartoony. And, you know, CM Punk and Seth Rollins probably had the best, obviously had the best situation. They had the best stuff to say. They had the best promo. They did a good job. We obviously expected that. Jay Uso, again, it's like a kid or something. The New Day should be way more menacing than they are, but it's fine. I was all right with it. Otis stuff, whatever. Let's hear this for a second.
Can't save you. Even your pathetic Dirty Dom can't save you from the beating that you have coming your way. Next Monday,
Raw's debut on Netflix.
This has
to end.
Even that, I don't know what it was. Sort of cringed me out.
Championship, the one you've cleared me of all the dead weight that was holding me down. So now it's time that I return the favor and unburden you of the Women's World
Unburdened by what has been burdened.
Championship. My championship. The one thing that I never truly lost.
Rhea, I have always been.
It would have been cool if she said, I didn't really lose it, but I am going to take it from you. This blah, blah, blah. But anyway, just a little nitpick. Or just something I would want to hear. But it was all right, but weirdly shot. Like, some of it, very strange. But, yeah, just the bloody Ripley stuff with Rhea is, oh, God. I think it was Dakota Kai tonight, though, that had a match. Yeah, it was like 45 minutes into the show. They had a good match. Did anybody see that? Dakota Kai's match was good. So if you're watching Raw, I would give a peek at Dakota Kai versus Stark. Stark and or Starks, I don't even know. Stark and Dakota Kai had a good match for the Intercontinental Championship tournament thing. My only criticism of that was that at the end of it, when Dakota Kai won, she like pointed at the belt all weird, and I don't know. I'm just cringed out by that stuff sometimes. Like when somebody wins and they point at the sign, when they point at the belt, they go, yeah, and they make like an obvious like retard pose. It's so fucking weird, dude. Why are you doing that? Like they're like, it's just like, ugh, don't do that. Don't do that. You look at the belt and be like, that's mine, baby. That is mine. That's coming to daddy. If you want to do that, I think that looks fine. Because you're like, you seem like for real. Like you're like, what's that? That is coming to daddy. You're all gonna cry when daddy straps it on. Something like that. You're like, damn, okay. Or like even a good guy, when a heel or face wants to look at it and goes, that's mine, baby. That's coming home. That's coming home. That's coming home. I'm gonna take it home. That sort of thing, I don't have a problem with that. But when you point at it like a retard, and then you basically you're waiting for the camera to get a shot of you doing it, so you hold the pose for a long time, but you're on camera the whole time, so you look like a moron person. Like, you just had a match and you won. Now you're groveling towards the belt and then laying in the ropes, and you're like, it's like nobody does that. What are you doing besides looking like a moron person? So that shit annoys the hell out of me. Why is Dakota good? Because she's cute? No, there's been tons of sexy, cute women who suck in WWE, so that doesn't matter. No, Dakota had intensity tonight. That's why they were good. Dakota had intensity. Stark had intensity. They both had some little complicated reversals they were doing. for the most part, it was pretty good. So I would say take a peek at that. It was pretty good. Oh, my God.
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
Oh, my God. Bad Omen 666, the OG.
It's the OG Bad Man.
Oh.
Happy New Year to you and your family, Joe. I agree that Rhea Ripley needs to get an edge back with promos. She became cringe like Steven German did before the Bad Man allegedly or not
Allegedly killed him off
years ago.
Oh, my God. Bad Omen 666. That is a super OG with his classic 666 donation. Man, thank you, man. I hope you've been good, Bad Omen. That's crazy. That is crazy. Holy crap. Old dono, old donator. Wow. Yeah, and I loved Rhea's promos before, so I know Rhea's capable of it. She just has to ditch the catchphrase. They have to stop trying to force that Rhea Bloody Ripley thing in. That's so annoying. It's so annoying. I don't really like it anyway, but if you've got to say a catchphrase, I get it. Like if she beats up Liv Morgan and puts her through a table and says, "I'll see you next week. And remember, you got your ass kicked by Rhea Bloody Ripley." And then she throws the mic down. That's okay. I guess. It's cringy, but go for it. But if you're going to just randomly force it in, you might be the champion, but I'm Rhea Bloody Ripley. I don't give a shit. I am the champion. I don't care what you are. I'm the champion, you stupid moron with an accent. Go talk about how bloody you are, about how Ripley you are. You can have all the cool names and the cool catchphrases, but in the end, seeming cool like a little TikTok star who isn't monetized yet doesn't impress me at all. You know what impresses me? Holding this title as long as I have. You know what impresses me? Making the money that I have. Do you know the bonuses I make every 30 days from holding this title? You know what? Winning matches, that impresses me. So Rhea Bloody Ripley doesn't impress anybody. And quite honestly, it's not really selling that many t-shirts for you. But if you put my face on a t-shirt, because I'm beautiful and I'm a champion, it's worth a lot more. So you can go be Rhea Bloody Ripley, and I'll be the best female wrestler in the WWE. So it's a stupid thing to say. It's stupid. But I like Rhea, and she's cut good promos. So just let her go back to cutting good promos and looking awesome and all that sort of. It's just a nitpick. It's drove me nuts. I'm going to call it out, though. I mean, Luke Rojas has been saying this since the beginning about her. And I was like, yeah, it's been a little cringy a couple of times. Hopefully they dial that back. But they didn't dial it back. They dialed it up. And it's making her regress promo-wise. So I don't want to see that. So hopefully that won't happen. Bad Omen, thank you for the donation, man. And guys, if you want to donate tonight, you want to fund the show, you want to piss off the trolls, and you want to donate to Joey Beg here, go for it. Streamlabs link to the donations is pinned to the top of the chat. It's up top. Feel free to use it. You can super chat if you want to, but then you're giving Google 40%. So feel free to super chat if you want, but pinned to the top, there it is the dono link for Streamlabs right there. Use that. And somebody else donates so they can knock Kitty Kisser off the friggin' list. That's terrifyingly creepy, by the way. And everybody else who's doesn't have any money whatsoever and can't steal their parents' credit card, well, you can click the like button for free, and that will make me feel sexy inside. It'll be amazing. That was the best promo I've ever seen. Which one? Dummy, yeah, wrestling. Joe, you should be a writer for WWE? ? I mean, I wish I was. I mean, I never wanted to be a writer before, but I would now. I would definitely do it now. I mean, they've stolen some of my ideas, so I've had a lot of bad ideas too, though. But that'd be cool, yeah. I'd rather be a commentator and do wrestling commentary, but I gave up on all that. I gave up on ever being in WWE or ever being a commentator for or anything. I've given up on all of it, just so you know. But I appreciate that. Very nice. If they were going to hire me, it would have been a while ago.
New subscriber. You fighting Mark?
Rude Man 1000 subscribed. What's up, Rude Man? When WWE interviewed me, they pretty much were into everything, you know. And when Road Dogg and Michael Cole took my commentary, they were into it. So I don't know.
You raised a piece of shit.
I can't tell you.
El Tapo is a good friend of mine.
Oh.
Please don't make fun of him.
Oh.
We have had our ups and downs, but always use protection. He helped introduce me to a few sexy boys he knew.
Oh my
I
God.
paid him for their numbers. El Tapo is a sweet, moist boy that loves us all.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Leonard. Detroit is winning 34-28 on Monday Night Football as we speak right now. What's the top donation? Now, I know that the troll's probably happy about this, but I will say the top donation is $19. It was, who was it? It was from Luis Urdaneta, baby. Buenos noches. Shout out to John Cardosa. Oh, Juan Cardosa. John Cardosa. I tried to make you American. John Cardosa. Juan Cardosa. John Ordonez. Like I'm trying to make people white. Sorry, man. Shout out to him. Parents are still in Mexico City, too. That's pretty badass. So you can go back to Mexico City and hang out and then come back to America. You can go back and forth. That's fire. Dude, the food in Mexico City, right? Well, some of it might kill you, but some of it's amazing. So that's pretty fire, dude. You can eat all that good Texas food. The only thing that sucks is it'd be better if you were in New York or something, because if you're in New York, then you could get some really good subs and really good Chinese food and stuff like that, and you know, Japanese food and things like that, and then you could go to Mexico City and have that great Mexican. You know, because with being in Texas, you're getting a lot of that Tex-Mex. You get good barbecue. So that's the one thing I would say. Like, if you told me you're going to tour around for a week, where do you want to go? I would definitely like to get some Mexico City food, and then I would like to get some grilled barbecue in Texas and, like, Tex-Mex Mexican. Like, and then I would go, and honestly, I would actually probably come home. I would go home to Quincy, Massachusetts, and I would go have sushi and different Asian fusion stuff because there's so good there. And then after that, maybe I would go to maybe I go to Chicago and have pizza or something. I don't know. I would go on some kind of tour where I could have all these different foods. I might even do some Indian food. I would go to India probably as well for like tons of Indian. You want some goat? You want goat, Joe? You goat fuck. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. Leonard Kitty Kisser, thank you for the $4. Good. I love the Indian accent. Cracks me up. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Good. You want a goat? Praise Muhammad. You listening to me, Mark? Your accent. You want life-threatening. You want some goat? Goat fucker. Sorry. What else did I want to say? Oh, they erased Vince McMahon from multiple things, which is to be expected. We knew that was coming. I really think that if you're gonna have somebody say "Welcome to Monday Night Raw," you got to have Triple H do it. Nobody really does it well enough. You know, Adam Pearce doesn't really do it the right way. They used him. He was like, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw," but bro, we need like, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw." Like we need a big, like, Vince McMahon-esque. Even Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, Monday Night Raw. That was the thing about Shawn Michaels. When Shawn Michaels found God and he changed his whole thing, like what made Shawn Michaels great when he was a heel was when he really had that guttural male growl. You know, he lost that when he was a face. He would be like, well, you know, Shawn Michaels thinks this and that, and it was just like, whatever. But when he was like, you want the Heartbreak Kid in the middle of the ring. Like I always turn into Triple H when I do that. But Shawn had his own guttural like voice. You know, it was like Vince had his, Shawn had his, and Triple H had his. It's weird. All three guys. You want to let me get this straight. You want to step in the ring with the Heartbreak Kid. Like Shawn Michaels had that. Triple H was like, you want to step in the ring with the game, Triple H. You know, and then Vince McMahon would come out and be like, we're going to put Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was like everybody had to talk like they were ready to jerk off on muscles. Like that's what, like, describe what those voices were. They were the sounds of males wanting to wax it onto muscles, like back in the day. You know, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Do guys talk like that now? Not much, you know. But tonight you saw it with Punk and, you know, Seth Rollins a little bit. Seth Rollins kind of has that, you know. Although he was dressed like, you know, an Elton John rape victim, but other than that, you know, he does have that deep voice. The Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah. You know, Hulk Hogan did a lot of yelling. Hulk Hogan's is more like excited car salesman, though. Like, well, you know something, dude? This car's going to be amazing, brother. He was like an 80s infomercial for like a car. You know, Hulk Hogan. So I get it. Oh, El Tapo trying to take over Leonard, kitty kisser.
$9 for a fuck. Someone donated 9.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar sounded like a woman. Ghost. Also want to shout out Sith Negan, 68 months straight, I believe. $100 patron, and Ghost as well on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show.
When I get a chokehold on Leonard, I won't let go when he taps. I'll let go when he dies, and I'll become El Homicide.
Oh my God. El Homicide. Well, I like that. I can't argue with that. That's pretty good. El Homicide. I like that. I miss D-Generation X. You see, D-Generation X, like they had the voice down, man. Even Bret Hart. You know, these guys sound like men. You know, Bret Hart would get out there, and he would start screaming too. I loved Bret Hart's heel. I mean, guys, for like 8 months, Bret Hart was such a good heel. Like, he was so good as a heel. He really was. Because as a good guy face, he was, yeah, whatever. But, man, when he was a heel, it was so good. Bret Hart as a heel was so good. Oh. You know, the fact of the matter is, every single time I fly across the damn border, I can smell the smog. I can smell the disgust. I can smell the homeless because they're taking dumps all over the road. I can see the gun violence in the schools in America. It's despicable. And this country makes me damn sick. It made me so sick that I relinquished my passport. I wouldn't raise my kids in this country. I don't want to be champion in this country. I want to be champion in a real country like Canada. Quite honestly, America makes me sick to my stomach. Just look at Vince McMahon. Obviously, human filth. The boy toy had to find God in order for him to realize that cheating on your wife, doing drugs, and being a terrible father were a bad thing. See, in Canada, we're raised the right way, and we know that from day one. And that's what makes us successful. That's what makes us heroes in our country. But every day, Shawn Michaels has to look in the mirror and remember all the terrible stuff he does, if he even can do that. I think he blocks it out so he can have an excuse. Oh, I was a different person back then. Well, I've never been a different damn person. I've always been Bret the Hitman Hart. the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Shawn Michaels has always got to look in the reflection and look at the past and realize he's got a big stinking asterisk over all his goodness, if he even is a good guy still. I think he's just good at faking it. I think Shawn Michaels is good at pretending to be a good guy, and he'll tell you he's a good guy and then stab you in the damn back from behind. That's what Americans do. They stab you in the back when you're not looking. I'm Bret the Hitman Hart, and America sucks. Like, that's what Bret Hart could do. And I was like, this is great. Give you some Owen Hart. You want some Owen Hart? Here you go. All right, we did Bret Hart. You want some Owen Hart? You want it? Here you go. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, my God. What the hell? My God. Well, she's in the ring talking about, wait, what's it go? Oh, look, oh my God. Look out. What the hell? They've killed him. What was that? I don't know what that was. That was somebody else's peril. Brock Purdy losing $1 million off his next contract with every interception. Yeah. I think I had him on my fantasy tonight, or on my FanDuel tonight. I took $3 and bet on the game. I think I have both quarterbacks. So the interceptions are not good. I had Williams, Brock Purdy, Goff, and I think I have who else do I have? I might have Kittle. And then I've got some jabroni because I couldn't fit any more on there. But, hey, man. Anyway, it's 10:55. It's up to you guys. What do you want to hear? What do you want to see? Super chats are available. Streamlabs link is pinned to the top if you want to donate to the channel. I've either got 5 minutes left or maybe a half hour left. I don't know. We'll see what how much we talk about and what we get to. A couple more things to mention. I'm going to get into Sonic in a minute. And click that like button. I got more to go. We'll take some calls, take some donos, and we'll do some shit, man. But you just let me know. Chief Wahoo just became a member again. 26 months. 26 months in a row. Be like Bret Hart, Fuck Goldberg. Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg's a small hat. Oh, my God, Bret, you can't say that. What are you saying? Imagine that Bret Hart comes out and calls Goldberg a small hat. That would be controversial. That would probably get you taken off Netflix. You know? That might do him in. That might do him in. Oh my God. Look, you thought that last one was bad. Look at this one. Oh, wait, look. Oh, my God, no! Oh, God! What the hell has happened? People are hurt in the front row. The scoreboard just broke and something broke off and, oh, my God. The devastation. Can you imagine? I just need sound effects. We got to add sound effects to that. That's pretty wild.
Come on out, you rapist!
Ooh. Thank you, Chief Wahoo, for becoming a member, my friend. You beast. Enough is enough. Time for a change. The legendary Owen Hart. Blue Blazer. Everything else. I'm out of water. I need more water, guys. What else? Oh, Haystacks Monet just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Haystacks. Oh, my God, bro. Shaft got one. Rilo got one. Slow Death 718 got one. Greg P got one. And Jay is Savage got one. That's awesome. Thank you, Haystacks Monet. That is very nice of you, sir. And the Detroit Lions off to the races. Touchdown, Lions. Gibbs in the end zone pads the lead.
Out, you rapist!
And the Lions breaking the hearts of San Francisco tonight. Wow. Jamar Gibbs, 30 yards. Greg P. became a member. Thank you, Greg. The 49ers are in absolute shock. Jared Goff with the reverse or the handoff.
Come on
fake.
out, you rapist!
Jay Savage got the thing as well. Thank you. Leonard Kitty Kisser's up there on the board, much to the chagrin of many people. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to knock him off the board, though, because he's got $76. So, Jay Savage, thank you, man. Yeah, look at this. Frank Big Cock Dart is in second place. Huge Boner in third. What kind of fans do we have on this show? What kind of donators donate to my show?
Out, you rapist!
I mean, this is kind of disgusting, right? We got the Ghost from the Coast in the lead with $8.50 for the month. But Frank Big Cock Dart is number 2, and Huge Boner 69 is number 3. I mean, what the hell? But then the last place, Leonard Kitty Kisser. I mean, unless someone has $80, Leonard Kitty Kisser is officially going to make the top 10 scoreboard here. D. Welsh relegated down to number 5th spot. That's crazy. I haven't seen Welsh lose, get knocked off that top 3 spot for a while like that. The Creeder in 4th place. Thank you guys for all that support during December, by the way. That's crazy for December. Like the fact that people are able to do that in December, holiday month, thank you. I'll get into Sonic in a minute, but let's more wrestling, whatever you want to talk about in the chat. Try to drop it in the chat. Try to super chat it or donate it if you want, but you can just type it in the chat and I'll probably be able to read it too.
Come on out, you rapist!
Drums and Cowboys. If America would get an enema, you would stick the pipe right here in Pittsburgh, yeah. Shaped like one big giant toilet bowl. What a great promo, Drums and Cowboys. Slow Death got a membership as well. Buttons, Grips, and Rips. What Jesse Ventura think of the country? Well, did the 49ers just score? No, they didn't. Well, the thing is, I was a Navy SEAL. I moved out of America. I moved to Mexico so my wife could smoke cannabis. Now I'm back on Saturday night's main event.
For a fuck, someone donated 9. I'm getting hard, I got 9 inches inside of your wife. $9.
Bad.
I'm shooting my semen.
Oh, man.
And I'm coming, and my balls have turned blue. $9. Suck my dick.
Ooh.
Damn, maybe I should recruit El Tapo into the old school Ministry of Evil. Joe think Mayo survives and coaches next year or gets shit canned?
Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, you should recruit him into the Ministry of Evil. I think Mayo survives the coaches. Yeah, you're talking about the Patriots. I think the other coaches are going to get fired, and Gerard Mayo is going to get one more year. I do think that. Unfortunately, I really think blow the whole thing up. I think Mayo sucks, but maybe they did hinder him. They tied his hands, so he has an excuse. But the fact that he's on the microphone all the time, giving excuses and calling other people out and acting like a baby, I don't think that's very good. So that tells me that he's a weak person already. So I think Gerard Mayo's got to go. I think not getting rid of him now just delays the inevitable until next year when they got to get rid of him as well. And obviously the Patriots should 100% lose the game against Buffalo to get the number 1 draft pick. And how could you beat Buffalo? It just doesn't seem likely. So if the Patriots beat Buffalo, dude, I mean, we might as well all throw up on ourselves. The Patriots suck and they can't win a game, but then they win the one game they need to not win. That would just make me I might start hacking body parts off if that happens. But yeah, Gerard Mayo will most likely stay around and he'll be fired next year, which is, to me, is just a waste. Just get rid of him now. Find a coaching crew, bring them all in. Dude, I'd bring Belichick back. I'm not even kidding at this point. I'd be like, you know what? Bring him back, but he's already got the college thing now, so you can't do that. And I know that they wouldn't do that, and obviously people are like, you're crazy. But, I mean, you got to bring in a coaching core of people that somewhat know what they're doing. I don't think Vrabel's great, but I think at this point Vrabel would be more stable, and it rhymes with Vrabel, so I would do that. So as far as Patriots goes, that's what I would do. That's it. That's all I'll say about that, because most people listening don't give a shit about the Patriots. And most people listening probably hate the Patriots. So I'm not going to make you suffer through Patriots talk. But Patriots, but got a really good rookie quarterback. You know, they can just get the rest of the team going. A lot of weak minds on the Patriots. You know, during the season that we saw baby stuff and crying and people just acting idiots. Gerard Mayo's a DEI idiot. It's true. He cries about like woke stuff and bullshit. You're fucking terrible. He was great when he was on the Patriots as a player, but not a good coach. Seems like a baby. I don't think Gerard Mayo can win shit. He's a failure person as a coach. So there you go. Oh, Vrabel's going to Ohio State. Yeah, then they're just, yeah. So even more reason they'll probably just keep him. Haystacks Monet, you're the best, man. Punk doesn't have any kids. Yeah, I like that shot at Punk. That was really good. A lot of good shots tonight. That one at the kids though, that was great. I mean, they hit everything. They did everything you would want to do. He talked shit about, you making fun of me for leaving? Well, where's your wife? You know, what does she do? Oh, she had a kid. You wouldn't know about that because I don't know if you can't have one or you can't get the job done. Or you're afraid to bring kids into this world because you're a coward. I don't know. I would have gone even further into it. As long as, like, Punk was like, yeah, let's do that. As long as it's not something like, you know, like something medical, I would definitely want to get approval before that. Like if they can't have children for some reason, and AJ Lee can't have kids and it's a sad situation or whatever in real life, obviously I'd be like, let's not do that. But if Punk was like, no, AJ's cool with it, do it. Let's do it. Okay. Whatever her real name is, I forget. But I think that I don't know them and I don't know shit about anything in real life. I don't know what CM Punk's real life is like, but I'm assuming that they don't have kids because they don't want kids. I'm assuming that Punk doesn't have kids because he doesn't want kids, because he hates kids or he hates the country, he hates himself, he's an anarchist person. I don't know. Probably doesn't have kids because he's too big of a narcissist to want to have kids. I don't know. He's John Cena, like the same way. So that's probably the answer. That's why he doesn't mind him bringing that up, because he's like, yeah, I agree. But that was a good shot. I think a lot of people noticed that. I think a lot of people, you know, appreciated that, you know, personal
Hey,
battle.
Bullfrog is a moron.
Scissor me, Joe!
Joe, do you know that a lot of sicko leftists hate Batman because he's a white straight billionaire who beats up on alleged mental health victims?
Oh my God, that is hilarious. And they love to use mentally ill people, so that is true that would piss people off, I guess. That's funny. I never thought about that. A rich white male beating up mentally ill murderers. And those people love murderers who are mentally ill. That's crazy. I never thought about that. That's funny. That's funny. I mean, listen, if you're actually like that, I bet you the amount of people that actually feel that way, or there's like almost none of them. How many people do you think really feel that way in the whole world? Let's say the country, in America. Was like 100 people, 100 psychos who think that? Probably. You know? Oh, they came for Batman? This is war. Can you imagine, bro? They're trying to turn Batman into Black Man Batman. Yeah, I think that years ago you could have done if there was the right actor that is so good that like, oh man, this guy would be such a good Batman and like whatever. He's a black guy. I think you could have probably done that years ago. And it would have been a little shocking and weird in the comics. It would have gone against everything, but maybe you'd be like, yeah, but it's just so good. We got to do it. But if you did it now, it would just seem like they were pandering to that type of mob. And so it would be bad. You know, I honestly think that you actually probably could have gotten a black Batman or Superman maybe, as long as the actor was right and it worked out. But you can't now, because if you do it, people are just going to think it's a pandering, and they're going to be like, ugh, like what a pander bullshit, you know. So they're not going to accept it. So now you can't do it. So being weirdly progressively woke ruined a lot of chances to do that stuff. Funny enough. So, but hey, what are you going to do? But maybe. What sucked was you really got a good Black Panther, and then the guy died. Like, Black Panther was pretty much perfectly done. And then, I mean, it's so sad that guy got, I cannot believe it. I still can't believe that. I mean, there's like, what the hell is going on? There was a lot of, I'm not saying there's any, I mean, there's tons of people die all the time. Tons of famous celebrities die. You know, Anton Yelchin died when he was like 20-something, the guy in Star Trek who played Chekhov. And tons of white people, and everybody's died of things, of crazy and shocking deaths here and there and whatever. But, man, there's been a lot of, like, younger black deaths recently. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It doesn't have anything to do with anything. It's just a weird coincidence. Where, like, the guy from Black Panther, like, the fact that he died is crazy. Kobe Bryant going down in the helicopter, that was crazy. Like, it doesn't, like, that was, these people, it's shocking. They're in great health. They're, like, rich. Top of the world type of people, celebrities, dead. It's just crazy. You know, I never knew about that guy Technoblade, that Minecraft YouTuber. He died. I didn't know that guy died. I didn't even know about him as a YouTuber until I was, like, scrolling through videos one day. And then, like, I came across, like, a guy going into a bedroom, and he's like, son, it's your birthday or something. Happy. And he, like, puts the food down and says, how you doing in your game? And nobody's there. And I'm like, what is this video? And then I'm like, oh, God, is this, like, a kid died video? And the dad says, happy birthday or something, and he chokes up as he's saying it. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is making me sad. What's going on? And then I looked into it and found out about this guy Technoblade that died. And I'm like, my kids all knew who he was. And I'm like, I didn't know about this. That's crazy. So just terrible, 23 years old. So just the amount of people that are YouTubers that have died or gotten sick, and you see it because you can see everything is on camera now for those people. And you see so many people get sickened. Why are we getting this sad on this show right now? Let's get to something else. Like, I'm going to freak out. So anyway, I felt bad. What a funny guy, but just terrible deaths going on all over the place. You got a couple more minutes with me if you guys want to say anything. But as we wrap it up, I thought Monday Night Raw tonight was Thought it was 4 out of 5 out of 10 maybe. Definitely, I think you should watch the Dakota Kai match. I thought that was pretty good. And then I would definitely watch CM Punk and Seth Rollins' promo at the end. And pretty much, I don't think you need to watch anything else. I think there was only about 15 minutes of Raw that you need to pay attention to tonight. I don't think it was very good. I wouldn't watch it. Yeah, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's a great example. Bray Wyatt's a great example. So I saw Sonic 3 the other night. And as you know, I reviewed, I kind of talked about / reviewed Sonic 1 and 2. Just to recap it, Sonic 1 was a solid, fun movie. Thought it was pretty good. I thought Sonic 1 was a solid, fun movie. I think I gave it like a 7.5 out of 10. And I said, that's awesome. That's like one of the better video game movies I've ever seen. They did a great job. Really liked it. And then Sonic 2 came out. Now, granted, when Sonic 1 came out, I believe it was 2019, and we just moved into this house. And so as a family, we went to the movies. We went to the movie theater that's really close to us. And it was such a great time to be able to go to the movies as a family in our own place. And so great memories probably helped me feel really good about the movie, right? Like I felt like probably even better about the movie because of that. Then a couple years later, we go see Sonic 2. And obviously now it's like a family tradition, it feels like, even though it's only the second one. Hey, we're all going to see the movie again as a family. So I loved it. Dude, Sonic 2 is so wild. Sonic 2 took way more chances, I think, than Sonic 1, I think. Or took a little bit more of a chance. It was so weird. They had, like, that wedding sequence is so crazy whacked out. I was dying in the theater. I was laughing at stuff in the theater. It was very good. And so I think I gave Sonic 2 a higher score. I think I might have even given Sonic 2 an 8 out of 10 because it was so ridiculous, but in a good way. The thing I'll say about Sonic 3 is Sonic 3 has some of the most wackiest, like, cringe moments of all three, I believe. So there are a couple of points in Sonic 3 where I'm like, this is really cringy. Like, ew. Like, yikes. Like, I can see how Dork Knight walked out of the theater because Dork Knight left the theater. I want to say that, like, around the quarter to middle of the movie, there's multiple times where I think, yikes. This is finally the Sonic that is too retarded and for kids and whatever. It's mostly the Robotnik stuff that's very cringy and way over the top. Like, it's over the top in the other ones, but I like it. It's so over the top in this one that I'm like, whoa. We are really doing lots of meta comments and breaking the fourth wall and just so gross, cringe stuff. So I would say that it has some of the biggest cringe low spots of the three movies, but the main story that involves Shadow is really good, like, and it actually makes you emotional to me. So the fact that Sonic 3 made me a little bit emotional was like, wow. So it's weird because at times in the movie, I'm like dead seriously locked in and emotional about something. And then at the same time, there's this literal retardedness with Dr. Robotnik. And I think if they'd made the Robotnik stuff a little bit more serious and they'd made the bad guy, like, you know, more serious, I think I would have bought it more and it would have helped the movie do a better job. But I understand it's for kids. And honestly, so it's like the tale of two movies. When they got away from some of the goofy Robotnik stuff and got back to the serious theme of the movie, the sort of the lesson or the theme about rage and anger and retribution and stuff like that, when they got back to that, I was like, damn, this is good. So I think Sonic 1 I gave a 7.5 to it, and I think Sonic 2 I gave an 8. I'd probably say this was a 7. So like 7.5, 8, 7. But like some of the stuff in the movie is really the best. But some of the stuff that's bad is like the worst. But overall the movie's really good to me, and I really liked it. And I'd give it a 7 out of 10. But I think that somewhere in the middle, it definitely gets a little schlocky. And the Detroit Lions beat the 49ers 40-34. Crazy thing. Yeah, luckily, I mean, Rick Shaw says it's not political, at least, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of the three Sonic movies got political. I think that's what makes them so good. Do you know what I mean? The more you stay out of politics and the more you just try to entertain people with an honest movie instead of trying to inject your politics. And let's be honest, pretty much the movies only inject left-wing politics because not many movies are making right-wing politics. So we know that at least half the country is right wing or conservative, mostly. Half the country is at least leaning that way. And then I would even say another half of the country doesn't care and doesn't want to hear about politics either. So most people don't want to hear about it regardless. I don't want to shove my politics down other people's throats in a movie. I don't want you to do it. If you want to mention some things and bring up some themes and maybe make me think a little bit, that's okay. I've always loved that. I've always liked Star Trek, and Star Trek does that all the time. But now it's way too much now. But no, there's no politics, I don't think, in the new Sonic at all. If there was, I'd be ranting about it, so it's not in it, I don't think. Yeah, baby! Haystacks, Monet!
Manifesting you get to 100K subs in 2025.
Let's go.
All the hardcore anti-sites are getting boring.
All right, there we go. All the hardcore anti-AEW sites are getting boring. Wow. So you're telling me don't be anti-AEW then? Is that what we're saying? Haystacks Monet, thank you, man. Yeah, we'd have to really turn it on this channel to do that, because, I mean, I gained about 60,000 subs on this channel within 4 years of this channel existing. I gained 60,000 subs. And over the last 8 years, maybe I'm wrong about this, but it's something like that. It's something like in the first 5 years of this channel, I gained like 50,000 subs. And in the next 6-7 years or whatever it's been, I've gained like 15,000. So it's slowed down quite a bit. So, yeah, we would have to really turn it on to gain like 25,000 subs, and crush it to 100,000. That would be But hey, let's manifest it. Let's make it happen. Let's put it out in the ether. What in the hell did you send me, Pacharo? Pacharo just sent me a video called Cockfighting, and it's two guys swinging their bong-alongs around. Jesus. That's crazy. Why does Tommy blame you for everything? Oh, I don't know. What did he say?
And if you want to go over there and enjoy his content, do it. I really don't give two flips that you represent him.
They don't. Nobody represents me, Tom. He really is stupid. These are troll people that have been on your channel since day one, that found me through you, and now they troll you, and you're stupid.
I don't know why you want to bother me and constantly berate me.
Because you're talking about it.
I'm not there anymore. I'm not on his show anymore.
Because they want to berate you. They know how to get to you, and you're taking the bait.
I'm doing my own thing. I'm living my.
You've been doing that forever, and it sucks.
Just let me do a live stream without you.
Nope, they want you to talk about it, and you're doing it.
They're not fans. They're haters. And they say, Tommy, it's the best.
The only people in the chat are people crapping on you. Why is that?
Like, can you imagine having that goal in life to make sure that someone doesn't exist anymore, that they take their own life?
Wait, is he talking about the people that told me to kill myself? By the way, they're probably the same person. That's the funny thing. They probably were like, oh, Joe's talking about me, that I told him to kill himself on Christmas, so now I'll get the other guy too. It's like, that's what they do. But how do you not know that? Like, we all know this. I find it hilarious. Good Lord. They love it, the trolleys. I think half of my family is sick right now, and I'm definitely getting sick. I can feel my face is like filling up or something. This sucks. I don't want to get sick. Oh, no. Yeah, he literally just described what this guy said to me. Yeah, this is. I'm just gonna I'm gonna smear him now. Let's smear you. How about that, guys? This is definitely one of his fans because he went on a rant about how terrible I am. And this guy said you mock people with disabilities. He's talking about. So these are Tommy's people. He's sending his fans after me to tell me to kill myself, guys. So yeah, you're right. So it's weird. He is saying that I'm sending my listeners to attack him, but actually, his fans are attacking me because I don't know people that go watch him. So he's blaming anything bad that happens on me, and that's causing these crazy people to tell me to kill myself on Christmas morning. On Christmas morning, this guy wants me to be dead and kill myself because he is saying that I'm attacking him. And that's why I was trying to figure out why this guy said you attack people with disabilities. Now I see what he's talking about. That's what it is. They're blaming me for trolls. See how stupid they are? They're blaming me for trolls because there's trolls out there who attack me and everybody, but because they're being attacked, it's my fault. See that? E-begging F word. They're mad that I'm getting donations. And so look at this. They want me to die. That's crazy. So he might be the cause of it. I was trying to, you know what? He's over there blaming me when nobody here gives a fuck. But he's over there blaming me. But there are people actually reaching out to me and saying the things that he's saying and to kill myself. So I'm going to blame him. Since he blames me, I'm going to blame him. He's rallying up his psycho tard fans to threaten my life on Christmas morning. This is crazy. I'm going to be a victim too. Draws didn't deserve it. Yeah, poor Draws, man. Did you ever see that interview with him? I recently saw that full interview with Draws. I didn't know he was that well spoken and everything. Man, we could have had maybe Draws on the show. I feel like not enough people paid attention to Draws, you know? He worked for the WWE for so long. You know, obviously after his injury, they were like, they employed him right away. Like, you'll always have a job here, which was just such a great thing. But I wish we had tried to reach. I don't know if he could have done it because he might have been employed still with WWE, and that might have been a thing not to do. But that would have been very interesting to talk to him. And yeah, just what a sad situation for D'Lo. He felt bad for D'Lo. He didn't blame him outright or in public or anything. By the way, guys, we're 2 likes away from 100 likes. If you could click the like button, that'd be sick. I mean, yeah, most of his viewers and listeners now they come from finding him on my show. That's crazy, though. That's the craziest thing about it, is most of the people I see interact with him back when I would look back in maybe a year ago, months ago. It's like I'd be like, oh, these are all people who found him through my show. That's crazy. You would think that he would have some regular listeners from all the Keemstar things and the being on TV and just everything he's done. And it's like he has a small amount, like 8 or 10 people. And then tons of them who remember him from this show. And that's why they're mad. They're mad because he left the show. They want to see him on the show. They want him to be here to entertain and things like that. That's what they want. That's why they're mad, probably. They just, and some of them are just trolls that have trolled him forever. They've trolled the guy forever. He used to come to me with these people. These people troll me and they told me to. Yeah. And he blamed other people at the time, too. So he's always blaming somebody for the trolls. But it's like, nah, you're trolled because you're an easy target, dude. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit what you did say to me. I couldn't care. Samoa Joe almost killed someone, too. What up, B-Man? Yeah, he's really, well, no, he's back to, he's been on the show again, Kurtman. We actually do have him on the show once in a while, so it's pretty good. D'Lo paralyzed a man and then he died. Well, yeah, but he died 20 years later. I mean, he got paralyzed in 1998, right, or 99. So, I mean, Draws didn't die until 23 years later. Draws lived 23 years after being paralyzed. Much like Christopher Reeve. Obviously really sad stories. Eric Gould says they could have easily put some kind of environmentalist theme in the movies like the games have if they wanted to. Thank God they didn't. That's a great point about Sonic 3. They could have put a huge environmentalist thing in the show. You're right. That's crazy. I mean, it's a layup. You are so right. Because, yeah, the games have that stuff like Save the Forest and the birds and the evil robots and machines. I mean, that's there. You are so right about that. They could have slammed you with that. And they would have been somewhat justified. Because, yeah, it's in the game. They could have brought up the evil of, like, technology and rainforest and animals, and they could have said that Sonic was coming to Earth to save the animals because they're all connected throughout the universe or something. It's some dumb thing. I mean, it would have been terrible, but do you know what I mean? Or Robotnik destroyed many other planets with his machines taking over, digging up the forest and the animals and whatever. And they could have done the real Sonic Sega story even too. They could have done that. And they did not do that. That's a great point. They could have gone there. Tonight I watched the last Raw, and I remember watching the first one. Yeah. It's crazy. I watched the first Raw, too. Isn't that weird? I think I was 9 years old. I was 9 years old. I was, at the time we were moving into a different house from New Hampshire. So for like 9 months, we were in a different house intermittent, whatever. And I remember watching the first Raw. Crazy. They only cram that crap in where it don't fit. That is true. It's so weird. They could have put it in there. And we wouldn't really be able to say much about it. Well, all right, everybody. I'm out. Thanks for being here. Rest in peace, Jimmy Carter. Yeah, 100 years old. That's crazy. He was in rough shape the last couple of years. But he made it to 100. Jimmy Carter did make it to 100. It's pretty badass. Did a lot of great work after he was president. What a humanitarian after he was president, you know? Probably felt bad for all the things he messed up as president. He's a good-hearted guy. When China and India clean up their pollution, then get back to me on climate concern. Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody. I salute you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for donating. Trying to support the show as much as you can. I appreciate that. Thanks for clicking the like button. Listen to Corrupted Podcast on Patreon now. Me and Luke, last week, we got a new one coming. The Corrupted Podcast on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Plus, if you're a member on YouTube, you got it as well. Check out the membership section. Corrupted Podcast is up there for you also, but it's downloadable in audio form on Patreon. So whichever way you want to do it, whichever way you want to go for it. $2, $5, whatever. Or become a $25 producer of the show. Like Ghost from the Coast and Sith Negan. This show's powered by Sith freaking Negan and the Ghost from the Coast. D. Welsh, Huge Boner, and more. Seabass the Beast, Z Payne. So many big supporters. Catch you tomorrow, New Year's, and throughout the week. Anybody wants to send any private sexies, paypal.me/Joe Cronin Show, or leave super thanks below my videos. Look at CM Punk's hair looking good, man. My hair's falling out. CM Punk looking good. Damn, I'm jealous. But my dick works, so how about that?